up, everybody? Welcome back to Squeeze the Juice. Happy Thanksgiving.
It's Turkey Day.
You already know it's Turkey Day. It is the day of football. And who does it better than the Lions?
Not just Lions. How about the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Nobody cares about Thanksgiving more than this city does. The parade, the 12:30 kickoff. I mean, if you want to talk Thanksgiving, you got to talk about Detroit. Nobody does it better. And what a way to kick it off. We got our Lions jerseys on.
Rocking them.
It's going to be a beautiful day. Turkey Day is always the best. Love Thanksgiving. My personal favorite holiday.
Really?
Yeah, I love Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving guy.
I like the food. I know it's a hot button topic, but I'm a fan of Thanksgiving dinner. I think it's good. I think it's really good.
I feel like
Some people hate it though, and that's fine. That's your call. But I'm just saying I like it.
Weirdos.
And yeah, it's going to be an awesome day. Obviously, 3 great games, 3 divisional matchups.
Absolutely.
Cannot wait to get into it. But yeah, happy Thanksgiving to us. Cannot wait for all the festivities to come here.
Before we get into it, in this 3-game slate, it will be a bit of a quick one, but you know how the Thanksgiving day goes. We're in and out. Good games, good picks.
Yeah.
What is your favorite dish aside from turkey on Thanksgiving?
Oh, sweet potato mash.
Really?
Yeah, love sweet potatoes.
I am not a sweet potato guy. And I'm not going to plot twist you and be like, I'm more of a yam guy. No. No thanks to either.
No, sweet potatoes, that's my number one.
What's my favorite? It's tough, man. I'm a simple guy. I don't even get a lot. When I was a kid, I liked stuffing more. I don't like stuffing anymore. You know what? I'm gonna go opposite of you. Classic.
Just a simple mash?
Yes, simple mash.
I love that too.
Simple mash.
Well, there's something about the sweet potato with the turkey, the ham
oh,
too.
Just the sweet glazing.
Yeah, it's just good, man. I don't know, but I love the mash. Obviously, can't go wrong with mashed potatoes.
Are you a pumpkin pie fan?
Love pumpkin pie.
I loved it as a kid, and then sorry to call my sister, love you, but she tried to act like she was like getting sick while I was eating it once, and I didn't eat it for years. And then I came back to it as I got older.
Just you had some psychological torment.
I was. She was acting like she was like throwing up, and I'm just like, well, this sucks because I'm eating it, and I'm just like, ugh.
I've never had sweet potato pie, but I've heard it's better than pumpkin pie. So
I could believe that.
I need to try it at some point.
It's probably because it's sweeter.
Yeah. I want to try it at some point. I do love pumpkin pie. It's not as good as apple, I'll say that. Apple pie is my number one. Peach pie, probably a close second. And pumpkin pie is probably third. But I need to try sweet potato pie because I love sweet potatoes. So I'm sure I'd love sweet potato pie.
That's fair.
It's more of a southern thing, I think, though.
I agree. That's what I was about to say. I think it is. Like, I mean, I don't know if you do. I know some people, southern families, they like cornbread on Thanksgiving. I
like
don't have
cornbread.
that. I don't. It's got to be the right cornbread.
Yeah, some people do it right, some people don't.
Yes, I agree. And I've experienced some good, some bad.
It's hit or miss.
It is. It's extremely hit or miss, but it's always good. But good food, great day, and a great lineup today. Let's just get into it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, get our hands dirty. Get in there. Like you're prepping that turkey. Oh, here we go. Shout out to Big Turkey. Big Turk. Game 1. Kick it off with the best game. Let's be real here.
Yeah, of course.
The boys. Detroit Lions host the Packers on Thanksgiving. Classic game. Absolute classic. Lions favored at home by 7.5. Again.
I know, back-to-back weeks,
weeks.
7.5. Last week did not cover. Thrilling matchup against the Bears. Now they get the Packers coming into town. Packers coming off a close but lucky win over the Chargers. I mean, how many more passes are these Charger receivers going to drop from Justin Herbert?
Quentin Johnston, man. It was right there. The win.
Keenan Allen, too. I mean, I saw Donald Parham drop a couple. It's sad because Herbert is so good, so talented, and yet
they're losing that prime right now.
His team is just getting in the way. And it feels a lot like Stafford. I think Herbert's like a bajillion times more talented than Stafford. I believe Herbert's like one of the most talented, like top 3 most talented quarterbacks in the league. But everything around him is just so against him.
It is. It's crazy. And it's not like he doesn't have bad players on the team on both sides of the ball. It's just,
I know.
Something ain't working. And let's be real, we know what it is.
We do. Mr. Staley.
Yes. But anyway, both teams have had close games against the Chargers in recent weeks.
Yeah, Packers have been playing well. Love has been playing a lot better as of late. And while this Packer team isn't obviously a contender for much, maybe they make a little noise for the postseason, but nothing's really convincing about this team, right? They haven't really stood out in any way. They're 4-6 as it stands. 41% of the bets are on the 7.5 point number.
I mean, we beat them up. The Lions beat them up in Lambeau. Jordan Love isn't he's a mobile quarterback, but not as mobile as like a Fields or Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So that's huge. And now, what's his name? Aaron Jones should be out of the game with an injury. So I mean, you're talking no run game more than likely. So that means he's got to win in the air, and I don't know how that's going to work.
My only concern is public is favoring the Lions. Not as heavy as it was last week. I think they have come down to earth a little bit instead of just hammering every Lions spread, right? The Bears kind of made that known. Hey, this team can get beat. But my biggest concern is, you're right, they did have a big week one game, or it wasn't week one, but the first game that they played against the Packers on the road, it was a blowout. Do I expect the same thing to happen again?
I don't know.
That's the tricky part for me. Like, is it going to be another blowout victory? Is it going to be another double-digit win?
They also crumbled a bit after half. They didn't wake up until the fourth quarter again, and Green Bay had a little bit of a comeback there, too, late.
Yeah, they definitely made a little bit of a push, but then the Lions had that, 8-minute drive to just kind of ice it out.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me. I have gone against the Lions a few times, but it is Thanksgiving. Bounced back after last week, kind of got punched in the mouth. Lucky to escape with the victory.
And it was needed.
And it was
especially
needed,
in the division game.
So this is a big game, and I think the Lions respond big after last week's scare. Give me the Lions minus the 7.5. They're not losing on Turkey Day. Jared Goff on 97 won the ticket, local radio station. He said, I want to win one. I want to win on Thanksgiving. I love playing this game, and I want my first win. It's coming this game, and they're gonna win big.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, they had a late choke last year against the Bills, which would have been a crazy game to win, and that could have put them in the playoffs. 10 wins on the season, that also would have been. So, last year was a heartbreaker, especially on the ride. But this year we're expecting more, and I agree. I expect them to show out on Thanksgiving. Like, this is the time. And
they want this one.
Yeah, they want this one. Probably they're hungry, right? Jared Goff wants to be holding that turkey leg, man.
He does, and he should be.
Him and Penny
having a performance that allows him to eat some a big, drumstick.
Especially coming off, even though with a great game-winning drive, a really questionable performance last week.
Yeah, 3 turnovers by him alone, 3 picks. 2 of them, one was tipped at the line. The other, one of the cornerbacks, Stevie's, ran into Laporta.
Crazy.
It was one of his worst games as a Detroit Lion. But he's not going to repeat that performance, though. And even in his worst performance, they still won. So, take that as you will. To me, it was more so the Bears didn't close it out than the Lions won that game. It was a crazy comeback. But, yeah, Fields couldn't, just slam the door shut. They gave him an opportunity, and they took advantage of it. That's what good teams do. Goff is going to respond. This offense will respond. And I think the defense will show up in a big way. I'm not afraid of Jordan Love at all. And like you said, no Aaron Jones. I'm not putting my faith in A.J. Dillon to be the,
prime time.
And this run defense for the Lions, still really good.
Yeah.
Fields, he's going to run for 100 against almost anyone in the NFL. That's just kind of who he is. You're not going to have that same fear of Jordan Love. And this passing attack, while there are some downfield threats, like Christian Watson, Jane Reed's look nice, Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, too. Don't sleep on him. They got some nice pass catchers. Luke Musgrave as well, the tight end from Oregon State. They got guys on the outside that can play, but you got to be able to establish the run, I feel like, and that's what the Bears did a little bit. I felt like they were pounding the rock. And even though it might not have been for a ton of yards, still they were able to establish some sort of a run game, and it worked to their advantage for most of the day Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen in this game.
First drive, no third downs.
Exactly.
It was only first and second all the way to the end zone.
It just felt like they were getting like 5-6 yards on a first down. And that's just too easy.
Too easy.
But we're on Lions, obviously.
Absolutely.
And hopefully Jared Goff gets his first Thanksgiving victory as a Lions quarterback.
Turkey Day. All right. On to game 2. I don't trust this game. Commanders head to Dallas on Thanksgiving. Second game of the day. Cowboys favored at home by 10.5. This game could be an absolute beatdown by the Cowboys, or it could be a shootout. Because Sam Howell, I don't know what he's going to do every day of the week. This man could sling it for sure, but how is his defense going to play? That's a big thing. How's Dak going to play?
It's difficult for me because this is a team in the Commanders that's coming off a brutal loss to Tommy DeVito and the Giants. I mean,
after the Seahawks game too, as well, the week before.
I know this team is now 4-7. It just feels like they're kind of falling apart a little bit here, and this spread tells me that that's what's going to happen. Honestly, the Cowboys have been beating up on mediocre teams all season long. They really haven't had a close game. Their only one was against the Cardinals, where they ended up losing that one. But that was more of a fluky, we gave that away, we didn't capitalize in the red zone. Like, that was a game that they gave away. All the other games against the subpar opponents, they've basically manhandled. And I do not see Sam Howell going into AT&T Stadium and lighting it up. I just don't. And while I do appreciate what he's done, I think given the new offense, what's been expected of him, I think he's exceeded expectations. I do. But the truth is, they're still a 4-7 football team. Their defense gave away Chase Young. They gave away Montez Sweat. You're not going to be able to really stop Dallas. And this Dallas defense is still the Dallas defense. They're going to feast. Sam Howell's been sacked a ton this season.
I mean, yeah, you're coming off a loss to the freaking Commanders, and the Cowboys have beat down the Giants twice, right? I think I misspoke. The Commanders are coming off a loss to the Giants. And then.
So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm taking the Cowboys. I don't love the number. 10.5 is a bit weird.
It's a bit much, but yeah.
It feels like it's going to go Dallas's way. And the public isn't really heavy on the Cowboys either. It's only 54%. So
probably because
they're not a major public, home dog or home darling here.
Last year, I lost this one. The Cowboys played the Giants. I think he won that one. I think he took the Cowboys. I took the Giants, and the Giants had a great comeback, and for whatever reason, they fell short. I think a point or two.
No, I think I took the Giants, and you took the Cowboys, and I got the backdoor.
That's what it was. I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, minute 20. We're up. We're fine. And then somehow Daniel Jones gets them down the field. That was just a sketchy Giants team last year, man.
I mean, the backdoor cover is wide open for this one. They can be up 17 points and a late score. It's a 10-point game now.
Exactly. That's why that's scary. That's why people can't decide. But I'm with you on the Cowboys. It's hard for me to trust my boy. I like Sam Howell. Drafted him in our one league as not my starter, but I've been playing him actually as a starter just because he's been putting up points. But yeah, it's hard.
He's been a terrific fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, it's just tough to see him, man. It's tough to see him like that. But yeah, there's a lot of potential there. They gave away their defense, but it looks like they got to start rebuilding one. All right. On to the third game of the day, which is a very interesting game. The Niners leave the Bay and head north to the 12th man. To Seattle. Niners favored by 7 on the road?
Yeah, that's a wild number, right? I mean, this jumped to 7. And to be fair, it's probably valid. I mean, the Seahawks are coming off a brutal loss to the Rams, missing the game-winning field goal from 55 yards out. Not an easy one to hit, but still something that Jason Myers is capable of hitting. On the flip side, you got a Niners team coming off 2 great wins. A big win against the Bucks and a big win, capital B-I-G, against the Jaguars.
Big.
And to me, this is just a matchup nightmare. We don't know if we're going to get a healthy Geno Smith. Injured his elbow on a hit from Aaron Donald.
Drew Lock would have to come in.
If Drew Lock is playing this one, forget about it. I mean, there's just no chance. So we don't know what the health is of Geno Smith. You got a quick turnaround. To me, this just screams Niners. Now, 81% of the public is on San Fran, but I'm not fearful of the public number. I think this is going to be a blowout. Unfortunately, it's going to be the Niners all day long. Seattle, we don't know what Geno's health status is. They're not playing their best brand of football right now, and they might have lost Kenneth Walker for an extended period of time. It's going to be difficult to run on this San Fran defense with just Zach Charbonnet. I think they've been a nice combo, but when you just have one, that's a lot to ask for rookie running back who hasn't been that yet. I mean, I liked him coming out of UCLA, but he hasn't been asked to take on this workload yet. That's been K9's job. I'm just not convinced that Geno's 100%, and even if he plays, what are we really going to get?
Absolutely. And, K9 can do everything for you, right? And Zach Charbonnet, not that he can't, but he's more of just a power back, right? He's not trying to take you to the house and dance all around you. He has a somewhat speed, but not a ton. And I agree, just because it's in Seattle doesn't mean a dang thing right now, I'll be honest. And if Geno Smith's not there, Geno Smith just somehow does stuff that just works. And I don't understand it. But he knows how to sometimes get the job done. And I agree. If Drew Lock's out there, it's not going to happen. So be cautious. When the number was slightly lower, I was like, I'm definitely on the Seahawks. But with a clean 7, I got to go with the Niners. I know you could look at them and be like, after that Jags game, there's a lot to talk about. But, was it just a fumble by the Jags coming off the bye and the Niners were just more locked in? So, very up and down, but I am also on the Niners with you on this one. So,
I think the Niners team that we've seen the past couple weeks is more like the team that we expect them to be, as opposed to the team that lost 3 in a row. And to me, the Seahawks team that we've seen recently, right, a close win against the Commanders, a close loss against the Rams, that's the kind of team I'm expecting out of Seattle, playing these really tight games. But when you're going up against superior talent and superior competition, that's when I think your true colors show, and you get smacked down. That's what I think is going to happen, and that's why I'm on the Niners. That's why you're on the Niners.
Niner game.
And we're together all on Turkey Day.
All right, man.
All 3, we're riding. It's going to be an awesome day. 3 great games. Lions -7.5. Cowboys +10.5. Niners -7.
All the favorites.
All the favorites. But you know what? Thursday game, short turnaround. You might expect a closer contest for some of these, but at the same time, sometimes just the better team, the one that's healthier, the one that's just playing better, they're just going to keep that momentum going. Exactly. And that's what I feel like is going to happen in all 3 of these games.
And, we look back, the big things, right? Acquisition of Young, Trent Williams back, Ayuk back to be playing great, and Debo's healthy. So there's just so much advantage, right? When this Niners team is healthy, it's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. But those are the 3 on Turkey Day. Quick and right to it. Quick and right to dessert. That's what I'll tell you right there. Let Evan get his pumpkin pie,
sweet potato
pie.
Maybe a sweet potato pie.
Apple pie is my favorite, but it's got to be specifically apple lattice pie. Do you know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
It's just the way they do it. It's the one where it's more like if you had strips across the pie.
Compared You're very to particular about that.
It is. It's very different. If you taste the difference between that and like I'm telling you,
this guy knows his pie.
Pie guy.
This guy knows his pie.
Savant. I am a pie savant.
He's talking about lattices.
It is, man. Apple lattice is way better than your average apple pie. All right. We don't got to play no games. Shout out apple lattice pie.
I'll take your word for it.
Shout out apple lattice pie. Well, everyone, enjoy your games. Enjoy your turkey. Let's feast.
I'm ready.
Feast on some food. Feast
on
some picks. And as always, go Lions and squeeze the juice. Enjoy your turkey day. We got more episodes coming this week, so check Saturday and check Sunday for your college and your extra NFL picks. We'll be there. We'll be live. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.